Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything, everything. And so today we are just getting into a scale comparison of Galactus from the Fantastic Four set. Link is going to be in the description for the Galactus set as well as the Spider-Man set, because I really wanted to focus this more so for the Spider-Man set, Peter Parker's apartment, because these two sets came out roughly around the same time. All the Spider-Man sets, there's a whole collection of them along with the Fantastic Four set. And even though the Spider-Man set is from various media interpretations, whether it's the comics, whether it's the movies, or the anime, all these kind of different things, Galactus is from the MCU. But I felt like the fact that they all came out around the same time, they're kind of scaling together very well. But I also then wanted to throw in a modular set so we could see what this looks like next to a modular set. So here you could see Galactus standing next to the boutique hotel. Now Galactus stands at 11 inches is what the general height is said. So I'm gonna guess, and I don't know, I have his knees a little bit bent, but generally speaking, he's about 11 inches. So we'll say the boutique hotel is maybe about 14 inches maybe. And so at the very tip of the spire, which, let me just move this up a little bit so you can see it. So Galactus scales well with modular buildings as well, at least your typical modular buildings. And then he scales even better, or he's even larger than the Peter Parker's apartment set, or any of those sets combining with it. But what's interesting too is that it's done really well in terms of the floor size, where you can see Peter's home is the second floor lines up exactly with the second floor for the most part. Not exactly, but it's a little bit smaller, which you would kind of expect. And I'm going to bring Galactus on this side of things and move this over. Now I have this attached modularly, and the reason why this is able to be done like this is because if you guys look back, I did a previous video on the Strictly Bricks base plates, and those allow for this to be the height of a regular base plate. A regular plate. And so Peter's home is on a regular plate height, so that's why it lines up when you poke it into those holes. So here we have Galactus over here, and you can see how he's scaling too. And I am going to separate this now just so I can really just kind of compare it side by side. I just pulled this out from here from my modular. So I'm just going to push the modular off to the side a little bit so I can scale these guys next to each other directly. Not these guys, but the building and Galactus. And yeah, I think that this is pretty cool, because for these sets, and like I said, it goes hand in hand with these sets, and I don't know the height of the Oscorp building, but nonetheless, even if you were to put Miles Morales's little corner store, the Spot Escape, I think it's called, or something like that, if you were to put that below this, you would assume that it'd go up to maybe this height, which would still be shorter than Galactus. So a 3-story building would be shorter than Galactus, roughly similar to the height of this right here, which is still shorter than him. But this is a little taller than what those buildings would be, because the second floor is about maybe 2 plates shorter, or 1 plate shorter than the height of Peter Parker's apartment. So roughly about the same. So if there's 3 floors, Galactus would still be taller than that, which is interesting. And for the people who are, like I mentioned this inside the review video of the Galactus, that when it comes to scaling, I know a lot of people might say, oh, because in the movie he was super big, and I understand that. In the movie he was ginormous. That is the MCU scaling of Galactus. The actual normal size of Galactus in the comics is 28 feet and 9 inches. So he is not super ginormous. Now, granted, in the comics, he has the ability to change his size at any point in time that he wants to. So he can alter his size, which is why sometimes in the comics, you'll see versions where he's as big as a world, as a planet. But nonetheless, his normal base size is 28 feet and 9 inches. When you're using this Galactus as a comic book version, he scales not only correctly, but he's bigger than what he's supposed to be. The actual size is 11 inches. The actual Galactus, based on that scale, assuming that a minifigure is the height of 6 feet, we'll say, a regular minifigure equals 6 feet in height. The Galactus is standing at roughly about 44 feet in height. And so he's bigger than what the comic book version would be. So I think the size of Galactus is great because it's somewhere in between comic accuracy and being scaled up to something that is realistic for Lego to do. So they didn't put him at his base height, what he would be at, because his base height would probably be somewhere about maybe like here. Maybe somewhere in like the middle of his chest would be the actual height of Galactus, around there. So yeah, like about there, maybe around the middle of his chest and down. That would be the actual height of Galactus based on the size of a minifigure. As far as him being as big as he was in the MCU movie, now honestly, that's just something you can never do with Lego. You know, if you did that with Lego, you start approaching actual scale sizes of that are bigger than even some Star Wars sets, like the UCS Millennium Falcon would be. He would be bigger than that, you know. So obviously you can't do those kind of things. But for the scale they did, I think it was very nice. It's a very good scale that they did him at. Not too small, not his normal size, a little bigger than his normal size, but not too big. Big enough to tower over all of the Spider-Man sets. He should relatively be able to tower over. The Oscorp building is going to probably be a little bit bigger than him by a little bit. Most modular buildings, the base height of their roofs, he would be bigger than those as well. Maybe not, obviously not the spire, but he would be bigger than just the base size of it. So I think it's a great size to where if you had him in, you know, your Lego city, he's going to tower over most things and see the rooftops of buildings, which I think is really cool. So I just want to do this kind of quick update video and just in terms of the scaling of Galactus. As always, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.